Hello everyone, welcome to the Smashi Business Show. Today is February 24, 2026 and I'm Abdul Majid Awan and we have a very exciting show for you today. First off, the headlines: Gulf-backed Anthropic has accused Chinese rivals of mass AI capability extraction. Call it stealing easily. Habtoor Group has moved towards Washington arbitration against Lebanon over investment dispute. And Elie Habib has launched a free global intelligence dashboard after building Anghami. It's a very interesting dashboard. It tells you all about everything. So we'll put some light on it and tell you the details also. But before we move on, market watch is very important. Markets roundup from Monday, February 23rd. So in commodities, gold is at $2,942 per ounce, down 0.8% on the session, pulling back slightly after its recent record-breaking run. Silver is trading at $32.88 per ounce, off 1.5%. Both metals easing as the dollar steadied. Regional Gulf and MENA markets were also good. They saw green, a positive day across the board. Dubai's DFMGI closed at 6710.88. Abu Dhabi's ADX finished at 10,639.44, up 0.55%. Saudi Arabia's Sadawal ended at 10,984.06, gaining 0.34%. And Egypt's EGX30 was the standout performer on Monday, closing at 50,870 points, surging 2.64%. There's a lot of literature, a lot of news stories, a lot of analysis being done about Egypt's stock market and how they have, in the last year, 2025, and at the start of 2026, beaten estimates and gone above and beyond. Some markets news from US also. There was a ref session on the Wall Street. The S&P dropped 1.04%. The Dow Industrial also shed 1.66%, and it was over 800 points down as fresh tariff uncertainty and pre-NVIDIA earnings nerves rattle investors. NVIDIA earnings are on Thursday, so you better look out for it. European markets were flat, to be honest. They barely moved. It was just 0.02% down, FTSE 100 from Europe. But Asian markets opened today on Tuesday in green and red. Very contrasting views. Tokyo's Nikkei bounced 0.92% to 57,345 points, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng dropped 1.98%, nearly 2% at the open right now today on Tuesday. So it's interesting how everything is happening, and as I told you, NVIDIA earnings on Thursday will be the acid test, will be the market test for tech markets' ultimate AI report card. But going to our first big story of the day, Anthropic, which is backed by Qatar Investment Authority, QIA, and Abu Dhabi's giant investment fund, which is a combination of G42 and Mubadala, MGX, has accused three Chinese AI firms of orchestrating a massive effort to siphon capabilities from its Claude model using fake accounts. According to Anthropic, more than 24,000 accounts generated over 16 million interactions in a technique known as distillation, which can replicate a model's reasoning, coding, and tool use abilities at lower cost. The firms named, Anthropic named them. DeepSeek was there, Moonshot AI was there, and Minimax was there. They allegedly target Claude's most advanced features, including agentic reasoning and alignment safeguards. Anthropic said the scale of activity suggests access to advanced computing resources and warned that distilled models may lack safety protections built into US systems. The claim landed amid intensifying debate over AI export controls and chip sales to China. It was one of the biggest contentions when US was supplying NVIDIA's Blackwell, the most advanced AI chips in the world, to Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar. And there was a lot of consideration before finally the Gulf countries got an approval to get the NVIDIA AI chips, because they have good relations, good trade relations with China. China is the biggest trader with the UAE. It's second or third biggest trader with Saudi Arabia. So obviously they wanted some safeguards, the US. So with critics also arguing that expanded access to high-end hardware could accelerate rival capabilities. It's very interesting how AI has become a geopolitical game rather than a tech game. But Anthropic is calling for coordinated action from governments, cloud providers, and the AI industry, warning that uncontrolled proliferation of stripped down frontier models, cheaper versions, could pose both commercial and national security risk. There is Dario Amodei, the guy who said that I will not take money from dictators, but then in a leaked memo by Wired, he said that, oh, now I have to take money from Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds, is now fighting that AI chips from NVIDIA or anyone, to be honest, Intel or anyone who's making those chips. There's another company which is rising fast, Cerebras, which has a very big partnership with UAE. So all these chips, he said, which are made in the US, should not go to China. And here is a video of him presenting the case and defending his decision.
Thing I've been trying to fight for is export controls on chips to China, right? And like that's in the national security interests of the US. Like, that's like square within the, the policy beliefs of, almost everyone in Congress of both parties. And I think the case is very clear. The counter arguments against it are, I'll politely call them fishy. And yet it doesn't happen, and we sell the chips because there's so much money. There's so much money riding on it. And that money wants to be made, and in that case, in my opinion, that's a bad thing.
He says it's a bad thing that China should get AI chips. Very interesting from Dario Amodei. He has very interesting takes on literally everything. Last year at World Economic Forum, he was there and he said that he's predicted nearly 100,000 jobs will be lost to AI. I don't know if it is the case. Amazon fired a lot of people, Meta fired a lot of people, but no one said that it's because of AI and they're replacing AI with people. But his new prediction at this year's Davos was that China will take over if America doesn't put guardrails. Very interesting person. But he has the, I think, third or fourth largest LLM chatbot Claude in the world if you take the market penetration into account. OpenAI is obviously bigger. Gemini is gaining ground. It's the second biggest. And then Claude, Perplexity, all of these are in the third or fourth list. But on the second story of the day, it's a very interesting move. It's a very business move. It's a very international business move. Habtoor Group, led by Mr. Khalaf Habtoor, has appointed White and Case and is preparing to file international arbitration in Washington, D.C. against Lebanon, the country, over a long-running investment dispute, escalating one of the most prominent Gulf corporate claims tied to Lebanon's financial collapse. The case will be pursued under the UAE-Lebanon bilateral investment treaty after a 6-month cooling-off period expired without a settlement. This dispute stems from Lebanon's economic crisis, capital controls, and currency collapse since 2019, just before COVID, which severely impacted foreign investors' ability to access funds and protect assets. Habtoor Group, led by Emirati businessman Khalaf Habtoor, as I said, had major hotel and real estate investments in Beirut, including the Habtoor Grand Hotel. International arbitration in Washington, everyone was asking this question that why Washington, why not UAE, why not Lebanon, why not anywhere else? So international arbitration in Washington typically proceeds through institutions such as ICSID, part of the World Bank system, and can result in enforceable compensation awards. So if he wins, it will be an enforceable money that he would get an enforceable compensation. The move underscores growing legal pressure on Lebanon from foreign investors seeking recovery for losses incurred during the country's prolonged financial crisis. I have a very interesting video. We shared it last year around mid-year where Mr. Khalaf Habtoor was sitting with a few people and he was explaining how he would break down his hotel and ship it to some other country. So just have a look. It's so interesting how he explains it.
Everybody, good to see you this morning. Even this weekend, Saturday, Dr. Salam and our friend from China Railway, which is the most important government company, Chinese, one of the biggest in the world, and Hussam, top engineer in our Habtoor Group. How you arrived now regarding the transportation and the slicing of the metropolitan hotel Beirut, Dr. Salam?
We studied the building and the concrete design and the structural design for the building with objective to slice it down to reduce it to transformable and possibility of shipment and transportation from the current site to neighboring sites. And we have used the same methodology applied previously in China with expertise of China Rail to adopt the same methodology. And Mr. Zhu can proceed with this today.
We have just allowed as beginning study. We will strengthen each and every joint horizontally and vertically. Okay, make it sure the structure is safe. Then we have proper track, then transport, then to shift to the place where we plan. That's
You mean
payload.
the truck you are talking about is like a trailer with a
Yes,
platform, huge,
Jacked up trailer.
like jack, etc., to transport it to the barge?
That is one option. Another one also, if this short distance, we can also build like the track.
Like rail.
Yes,
rail.
yes.
Ah, excellent. That's fantastic. I mean, that's more.
That was a very interesting video, a very interesting concept of how he can literally cut a hotel down and move it to some other country. At that time, a lot of people reported that he may move it to Syria because he became bullish on investments in Syria when Mr. Ahmed al-Shara actually came and took over as the de facto leader of Syria. There's a very interesting video going on Smashi Business Socials today from the Qatari Prime Minister speaking at the World Economic Forum, where he says that Syria is on the path to rebuild. He's saying that they need institutions, great institutions to rebuild. So if you're not on our social media, this is the time that you go on all our social media channels. We are on YouTube, Spotify, we are on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, we're everywhere. Just go search Smashi Business. But let's move on to the third story of the day. Elie Habib, best known for building Anghami as the co-founder in the Arab world, which was called and still is called the Spotify of the Gulf region of the Arab world. It's a leading music platform with a big library of music, Arabic music especially, has launched something very different. It's a free real-time global intelligence dashboard called World Monitor. It's an open source tool which aggregates massive amounts of geopolitical data into one screen, and it tracks conflict zones, military bases, aircraft and naval movements, nuclear sites, pipelines, undersea cables, protests, sanctions, internet outages, and more. It's an AI engine which scans over 100 news sources simultaneously, generating live threat analysis and a country-by-country instability index. When multiple warning signals spike in the same location, the system triggers an alert. Tools like this have been traditionally reserved for governments or expensive intelligence firms. But Habib built it over a weekend, as he says in his LinkedIn post, and it's called World Monitor. You should check it out. If you don't know where to go, just go and write World Monitor Elie Habib, or you can just go to all his socials. He's posted the link everywhere. It's on X, it's on LinkedIn, and it was released under an MIT license also and made it freely available online. This he has turned a high-level, actually situational awareness into something anyone can access. I used it for a bit in the morning. It's really interesting how it works, because you can go there as soon as you open it, you see a world map. It has all the red marks and all the spots. But there was a very interesting thing which I found. Basically, there's small parts, there's small draggable windows of finance also. There's tech monitoring as well. So there's crypto monitoring. There's so many things that are there in this. There's live feeds from a lot of places which are there. There's live channels which you can watch. Al Jazeera, Bloomberg, all these channels are being streamed. I don't know if he has the license. I think he has the license to stream them, but it's all there. It's a very nice platform, to be honest, for journalists like me as well, where sometimes we do need a single platform, because his thesis behind it was, his pain point was that there's like 20 tabs open every every day on his laptop or computer or wherever he's using, getting his news from. And it's very difficult to have a coordinated system, a coordinated place to get everything, to get the complete picture. It's like a big puzzle which you keep looking at in different parts. But now the whole puzzle is right in front of you in a coordinated picture, and you can see what's happening. Maybe actually it's very helpful for travel bloggers and people who are traveling. They can see what's happening in what part of the world. I remember my brother was going to, very interestingly, he was going to which country? He was recently Georgia, and there were protests going on in one city, in Tbilisi, and he was in another city, and I was messaging him constantly like, oh, there's protests going on, and you're in the country, and he was like, no, it's in a different city. So I think for that situational awareness, if you're in a city, if you're in a country, it's a very nice move. He says it's a hobby, it's not a business project, but let's see, maybe it can be built into something very big, very great. It is at the end of the day a government level information platform. Go try it out. Let us know how did you find it. But before ending the show, some news from the global grid. OpenAI has just locked in a multi-year partnerships with Accenture, BCG, McKinsey, and Capgemini to push its enterprise AI platform into every corner of the corporate world. We already know these corporates are using, especially these consultancy firms are using ChatGPT or AI to make all their presentations now. But now it's official, and their OpenAI is calling it a frontier alliance. So basically what's happening is OpenAI is basically partnering with the companies that big corporations hire to tell them what to do, so that whenever a major business needs AI, OpenAI is the first call they make. So that's very interesting to know. Meanwhile, the White House launched a Tech Corps. So a Tech Corps, and it's an AI-focused arm of the Peace Corps that the US has. So what Peace Corps used to do was deploy soldiers in countries to bring stability to them. Now, under the Tech Corps, US is going to deploy engineers abroad to now embed American AI infrastructure into partner nations, as if planting democracy wasn't enough for them. But crypto is in a full meltdown mode, and Bitcoin has dropped to around $65,000 per Bitcoin. Just like some days ago, to be honest, it feels like 4 months ago, it was at a peak $124,000, $125,000, but now it's at a 16-month low. And if you haven't seen the Michael Saylor memes, you are missing out. But that's it. That's a wrap for today. Thank you for tuning into the Smashi Business Show. Make sure to follow us across all social media channels at Smashi Business. Stay ahead with our daily newsletter. It goes out 365 days a year, every day in your inbox, 6:30 a.m. in the morning. You can find the subscription link in the description. If you're watching, if you're listening, it is always there. This has been a Smashi Business Show, Smashi Business production, part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. Big shout out to our more than 2 million monthly listeners across all platforms. You make this possible. Thank you to my producer Kirby, who's always there to help me do the show. And thank you to the whole production team whenever they're helping us to come on screen and share this knowledge, this information, this daily update of the business, tech, AI, and startup world from the Arab world to you through Smashi Business. Have a great day. We will see you tomorrow on Wednesday. Bye-bye.